So goes the tale of the freak.
From what I gather, Chris is going to be heading to Kansas soon.
Well, we're in Kansas.
Ranger, there's a big buck looking at us.
He's trying to do an interview in the tree, and it's interrupted by this giant buck that they call Iron Man.
Y'all sit tight, this is gonna get good.
Well, the weather finally broke. Feel good about it today. Hopefully we'll have a buck tonight.
This high pressure's moved in. I really feel like these deer are gonna be getting this food plot this afternoon.
And we look, and she spots some movement in the grass coming straight into the plot.
But this was K2, one of the bucks we have been after.
I just shot a big Kentucky buck. I'm so excited. I see Kentucky buck down, baby, yeah. This is November the 28th, Thanksgiving Day.
K2 is down, baby.
Yep.
Hey, Mama found her deer.
Your mama.
I found it, I did.
Man, we had a pretty good hunt in Kentucky, but Chris and Ranger are covered up with bucks. And I've got confidence in them. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to be tagging a buck real soon. In Lizard Creek, Louisiana, we were brought up being taught that nothing comes before God, family, and hunting.
We're not trophy hunters. Fact is, we love time spent with family.
Mama found her deer.
Your mama.
Girl, double lunged him. I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud to say I'm a hunter.
And I want to pass those traditions on to my kids.
Yay!
Wallhanger down, baby. Yes, indeed. This is WallhangerTV.
The guys are hunting a new property that Uncle Chris had just purchased, and after several encounters with dominant bucks, Chris and Ranger know it's just a matter of time before crossing paths with one of these big bruisers.
Man, we had a pretty good hunt in Kentucky, but Chris and Ranger are covered up with bucks, man. They just hit the right time, the right place, whatever you want to call it. But I know them, and I've got confidence in them. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to be tagging a buck real soon.
Chris has been covered up with bucks all week on his new farm in Kansas, and this evening was no different. The buck activity picked up right where it had left off.
That was pretty cool. A 4-year-old 8-point. Good deer, just not quite what we're looking for.
A buck known as Turkey Foot slipped in behind Chris and Ranger. The previous landowners know from years of documentation, this buck is a 7.5-year-old monarch. Turkey Foot approaches with caution, as he knows danger could be lurking around any tree. Experienced hunter Uncle Chris knows he must not move a muscle until Turkey Foot commits and offers a broadside shot.
It passed, it zipped right through him. He fell right out there in the field. Boom, we got him, baby. What's that, 6 or 7 days here?
No ground freakage here. Oh, yeah. Look at this right here. That's a deer that the previous landowner knew well. He showed us pictures of this deer. It looks like a turkey's foot there. They call this deer turkey foot. They've never had an opportunity at this deer. They said he was 7 years old. So pretty cool to take a deer that caliber, that old of a deer, be able to take him down here on WallhangerTV. How sweet is that, son?
Well, man, our season sure did start off pretty slow, but we're on a roll. We're into November with a bang, man. We've got a lot of bucks hitting the ground, and we're just now hitting our stride.
With the November chapter complete, it was time to turn the pages of the Wall's journey. December would bring change and a game of elements that will bring the team face to face with Mother Nature. The bearing cold temperature of the Midwest will create deer movement during daylight hours, and with late season food sources in place, that's a recipe that produces activity from dominant bucks.
And December usually starts kind of our symbolic late season hunting. I love December because it's not so late that it's just bitter cold and froze up, and they're wore down, man, from the rut, and they're starting to look for food, which is always something we got in our corner because we put in Antler King food plots that are specifically designed for late season. It definitely pays off in December, but you got to do the work in the summer.
Post-rut hunting can be very successful. You take my Kentucky hunt, and even though I killed in November, it was late November, and they were starting to get back in that post-rut pattern where you can kind of pattern them going to a food plot or a food source, and you know, it's starting to get cold, everything's getting frozen, so post-rut hunting can be very successful.
The crew had finished out November on a high note. Dana got a tag to a Thanksgiving Day buck, and Uncle Chris broke his new farm in Kansas with a 7.5-year-old buck, also known as Turkey Foot. So, with the non-existent November rut behind them, December was a new chapter, and team members Jason and Joe would be putting their elite bows down for the meantime and shifting their methods to black powder.
WallhangerTV is brought to you by Elite Archery, respect the game. Reconics, see what you've been missing. Gator Tracks Boats, making waves where the competition can't. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Scott Archery, everyone's #1. Ozonix, scent control that works. AmmoToGo.com, your one-stop shop for all your ammo needs. G5, designed to hunt. Antler King, bigger bucks, healthier deer. Hunt Force, find your game. Angle Coolers, a legend in reliability. Code Blue, potency protected.
This segment has been brought to you by Reinhardt, the best archery target in the world, and by The Lifeline by Hunter Safety System. Saving lives is what we do.
Muzzleloader hunting, baby. These boys are packing some heat this week. And Jason, just like Chris and a lot of you guys out there, his farm got hit pretty hard by EHD too, but luckily for him, he's got a few good bucks, and one buck in particular in mind he's after.
It's been a tough season so far here in Illinois. I don't know where all my deer have gone, but we've been running trail cameras all over the place, spending a lot of time in the woods, and only seen one mature deer. But I've had a few encounters with him, and I've had enough of it. If he comes in front of me today, I'm gonna take him out.
Man, if you were in the Midwest the last couple of years, you can relate. Jason's struggling with the effects of EHD, man. He's just not seeing a lot of mature bucks.
It's early December. It's the second gun season here in Illinois, and it's been a tough hunt. I've been trudging out here and hunting in the freezing cold with my little heater buddy in the blind for the last 3 days.
It looks like Jason's got it all. Cold weather and a lot of food. Now all he needs is the right buck to step out.
When things get tough on my farm, there's a spot I like to hunt. It's not but 250 yards behind the house. I can look behind me and see my kids playing in the living room, but there's a sanctuary on each side. And there's a big, nice food plot I plant there, and everything kind of comes through there. So if there's a mature deer there, if you put your time into this spot, he'll come out. I've had success in the past, and so this season, I've been sitting in here all the first gun, all the second gun, and I know one of these mature 8-pointers will come through here at some point.
Jason's days were dwindling down for the second gun season here in Illinois. His decision was to stay a course and hope his persistence would pay off.
All right, it's the last day of Illinois' second gun season. I've got to make something happen today.
Jason was after a buck he called the Wide 8. He had encountered this buck 4 times throughout the month of November while bow hunting. Knowing this buck was an older animal with a less impressive rack at the age of 4 to 5, Jason knew this was a target buck.
There's a few does starting to pile up, coming out of one of my sanctuaries, but they're just kind of hard to see out there. Their little fawns are shorter than the weeds, so It's a good sign though, the deer's starting to come out.
It's Jason's last evening and he's running out of time pretty quick. It's getting dark fast on him.
My Illinois gun season is winding down. There's movement over there where the mother bucks came out. There's that buck. He's definitely one of the 2 bucks that are on my hit list. It's getting late. We're gonna have to make this happen.
This is perfect. We got another buck to read the script, baby. Last day, last light, and here he comes.
It's getting nervous. Are you on him? You got him?
Man. Well, it looks like he went down. Knibe says he went down. That's definitely the buck I've had 4 encounters with. This is the 5th time. Let's go take a look at him.
This segment has been brought to you by the Barnett Razor, Razor Light, Razor Fast, and by Mojo Motion Decoys. Join the revolution.
The Bone Buster Combo Pack and Black Rack Rattling System give us everything we need to be deadly in the woods. The Flexstone Black Rack Rattling System is the only system with 2 full racks. That and the Bone Buster Combo Pack is a deadly system.
Like WallhangerTV on Facebook to follow Chad and Dana all year with a chance to win gear seen on the show.
We just got out of the blind. I know the deer. I've been setting in that Banks blind every set for 4 days straight. On the last light of the last day, one of the 2 deer I'm after actually steps out about 140 yards and he dropped right in his tracks. Let's go take a look at him.
There you go again, man. These guys have got another buck on the board, and that just goes to show you how good December can be.
Definitely a cool deer. I've got a bunch of trail camera pictures of him, and he's a 4.5 or 5.5-year-old big bruiser, but just didn't have much going on up top, so he was definitely on the hit list. I had a bunch of encounters with him during the bow season, and he was living just right off the hill. And I figured with these standing beans and this cold temperature we've had in Illinois' muzzleloader season that he'd finally come out. And sure enough, on the last day of the season, he came out. Stoked to get this big boy.
250 miles to the north, Joe was in southern Iowa for the first shotgun season, hunting with his good buddy Gabe Adair. And Gabe is known for 2 things in Decatur County, Iowa: selling land and killing giant whitetails.
You know, Joe and I met 5, maybe 6 years ago. He came into whitetail properties. I was fresh with whitetail properties. I was on the real estate side, and of course he was on the production side.
Gabe and I were always involved in some kind of production together, and through that we became pretty good friends. So this fall he had me up to filming while he's chasing some giant whitetails in southern Iowa. And the archery season's actually over now, so we're in the first week of December. I got a tag in my pocket, so it's finally my turn to hunt.
You know, I had my opportunities bow hunting, you know, hit baby 8, had a great opportunity at him, never sealed the deal with him, but now it's shotgun season, it's time to get back after him.
Baby 8 encounter was awesome. I mean, it was probably one of the coolest things I ever had happen to me in the whitetail woods. Definitely at the top of my list. And I'd say it'll probably be burned in my memory forever.
You know, Joe's been up here all year long chasing these big bucks around with me, and he's got a tag in his pocket.
Producer Joe Ogden and experienced hunter Gabe Adair chose to set a standing bean plot the first evening of the shotgun season here in southern Iowa. The guys know with baby 8 alive, there was always a slight chance of him stepping out.
Man, I wish I was with Joe this week. He is having a heck of a hunt, seen a lot of deer and passed on a good buck. And luckily for them, the weather is just working out perfect over the next few days.
Second day here in Iowa, southern Iowa, hunting with Gabe.
Snow had begun to fall and the wind chill had dropped well below 0. Joe is positioned in a hay bale blind overlooking a cut cornfield.
Last night saw a bunch of deer. Saw a pretty solid buck, really. I elected to pass. Anyway, it's cold. We got some snow. And hoping to shoot my first Iowa buck. Wide mainframe 8. No mass. It's a deer we're gonna let walk. I know Gabe's seen him and told me about him, so if he gets close enough, we'll just look at him. We'll give him the pass. Cool buck. Night 2's coming to a close. I think I saw a shooter. I didn't get any footage of it, but he cut through this grass. I went to a different cornfield. Real boxy frame, 8, big 8. Saw a couple other nice bucks, young ones. We group and get back after them tomorrow. It's gonna be really, really cold tomorrow. High at like 13, so.
Guys, we're out here for the summertime and it's hot in South Louisiana, but you gotta get out there early and start getting your minerals and your feed and stuff to the deer. And here in Louisiana, you know, it's legal to feed, so we try to actually keep a couple corn feeders going and some mineral sites pretty much year round, because not only does it help the health of the deer herd, but it also helps kind of keeping your deer on your property throughout the year, and it helps every one of them, from the yearlings all the way up to your big bucks. You know, we're out there using one of Wild Game's newest feeders. It's a quick set 225. It really only takes about 15 minutes to set this thing up. Some of the cool features it has, this barrel design is pretty heavy duty, and down here our varmints are a little rough. We got some coons and all. These swamp coons, man, they're tough. They'll get into them. So they've got a rivet assembly, a new rivet assembly that is cool as could be. You can do it with basically no tools or a screwdriver and just push them in, or a hammer, either one. It goes together real fast. You know, the barrel's also got a tapered bottom end. Some feeders have that, some feeders don't. But the good part about that is when that feeder starts getting low, one, you're going to utilize all your feed and get it out to the game, but you're not going to waste it. You know, if you get busy and the thing runs out and you're not able to get back for a month or so, it's not going to sit in there and mildew or get moisture in it or anything like that. Another cool feature is where they knew you have problems, they did things pretty heavy duty, like the little spinner plate. A lot of times that's one of the first things to tear up on one after it's in the elements for a year or so. This spinner plate's all galvanized and it's pretty tough as well. We've got 4 different feeder times. You can set it up to 20 or 30 seconds a piece. But check them out, the new Wild Game Quick Set 225. A pretty good feeder, man, and we're using some right now. High Mountain seasonings are an easy way for us to make jerky and snack sticks out of our game. And I know I can trust High Mountain.
Best of all, it's fresh, easy to make, and tastes great. To find High Mountain seasonings in your area, go to highmtnjerky.com. The Pile Driver by Wild Game Innovations is a revolutionary feeder that keeps your feet dry and piles it high. The auger delivery system is designed to make your powder last up to 60 days and keep deer coming around, producing big bucks in the field and on the ground. Check out the Pile Driver and other great products at wildgameinnovations.com.
Day 3 of the hunt, they got the weather he needs. Joe's heading back out where he had an encounter with the buck late the evening before.
Today's December 9th, and last night I hunted this big cornfield on the other side in a hay bale blind, and I seen some good bucks headed to this corn, and I couldn't tell a whole lot about them. I know they look like big 8s, big mature animals, but Gabe and I are slipping down in here over this pasture, and most of the deer should be bedded in the grass or up on this 60 over here. Real thick pasture up here. It is cold. It's cold as hell, actually. It's pushing down into the single digits. It might be 0 by dark, so in the tree we go.
Day 3, Iowa, southern Iowa. I seen a lot of deer in here last night, so I'm super stoked. They're all coming this way into this corn, so just need a big mature one to step out. We'll crack him, so.
You know, this first shotgun season, hands down, is the coldest weather that I've ever dealt with, especially this early in the year. But we've got a field picked out, we've been watching it, there's a pile of deer coming in. Even though it's freezing cold, I know Joe's chances of shooting a deer are really good, so I'm gonna jump in and film him. It'll be the first time I've filmed a deer hunt in probably 6-7 years. I'm gonna give her my best.
You know, after being up here all fall with Gabe, you can really see how special it is when a group of landowners get together and let these deer grow and manage them. And it's just, you see mature buck after mature buck, and there's a lot of them. and the weather as cold as it is, I got a tag. I'm feeling pretty good that I'm gonna get a chance at a good buck.
There he is right there. He didn't go very far at all, man. Look at the body on this thing.
Gonna go capitalize on this big Arctic cold front. It's supposed to be like 9 degrees up there.
I think there's a Tony just shot.
Just go and get it over with early, huh?
We got a buck in the doe behind us, a big buck.
Backstrap tonight.
That's right.
It don't get no better than this, huh, girl?
WallhangerTV is brought to you by Elite Archery. Respect the game. Reconics. See what you've been missing. Gator Tracks Boats. Making waves where the competition can't. Mossy Oak. It's not a passion. It's an obsession. Scott Archery. Everyone's #1. Ozonics. Scent control that works. Ammo2go.com. Your one-stop shop for all your ammo needs. G5. Designed to hunt. Antler King. Bigger bucks. Healthier deer. Hunt Force. Find your game. Angle Coolers. A legend in reliability. Code Blue. Potency protected. Support also provided by these sponsors.